Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a really wicked-looking morning. Thursday morning. Yay, Thursday. For those of you who don't know, I do not work on Fridays, so Thursday is my Friday at work. Awesome. It is 2 degrees here in southern British Columbia, about 37, I would think, 36 now, in American. Yeah, it feels colder, quite honestly, and the sky in front of me is black. I mean, it is really as dark as I have seen it in a long time. Now, sky that black means that it is positively going to hiss with rain, with an H, or a P, depending. It's really going to come bucketing down, I think. They look like really solid dark clouds. But maybe I'm wrong. The good news is I'm wearing my down coat, which means it can basically do just about anything. And I will be okay, hopefully. I must admit, having a coat with a hood in British Columbia was the best thing I ever learned. You don't have to worry about, when I say a coat with a hood, but one that can protect you. A hood that can protect you from things like rain and so forth. You just don't have to worry about umbrellas. And I spent so much of my first decade here in British Columbia trying to walk around with umbrellas that were inside out and all sorts of things, and getting very frustrated. And then I found a raincoat with a hood. And I went, wow, why didn't I think of this before? And now, of course, my winter coat also has a hood. So, works for me. Today I'm going to talk about winning and losing. Both stressful things to do. And I thought it would be a good subject because of the Powerball that went down yesterday. 3 people are going to share, what was it, 1.6 billion? I mean, really. And by the time they've finished, and you know, they're going to be probably, if they take the cash rather than the annuity, if they take the cash, it will probably end up about 900 and something million each. No, between them, I guess. Now you're wondering, you know, why take the cash when you're going to get less? Well, actually, because if you take the cash and do it right, you'd end up with more. Okay, let me try and explain that. If you took the cash and were smart enough to lock it away, not all of it, but most of it, lock it away with good investments, you know, you would make more money than probably the 5% you'd get on an annuity. However, it is also very, very true that a lot of people have been made very unhappy by winning the lottery. So let's first of all talk about, why do people not come rushing forward to claim their prize? When you're going, God, I'd be right there, you know, I'd be in the store going, excuse me, this is my ticket. I think the first thing you need to do is to take your ticket and buy a bank security box and put it in. If you haven't got a security box at the bank, get one and put your ticket in that thing. About the last thing you want is to lose this ticket. And so it would be worth whatever it costs you to rent a box, special box in the bank to put it in. The next thing you need to do is to get yourself a top lawyer and the best investment broker you can find. Perhaps, and probably a PR person as well, when I say, somebody, a spin doctor type person, because there's going to be a lot of publicity about your win. And if you spin it right, you probably can get your 15 minutes of fame doing it the right way. All right, so now let me tell you the downside, and it is a horrible downside. The reason people delay announcing that they've won it is because the moment you say, hello, I was broke yesterday, but now I'm worth 900 million, a number of things happened. Suddenly, out of the blue, you have friends you haven't seen for decades who suddenly are your best friend again in their minds, which will probably make you want to throw up, because they couldn't be bothered to even talk to you when you were poor or just surviving. But now that you're worth millions, they want to be your buddy again. Yep, it tells you everything you need to know about that person, right? The other thing is, the moment that you announce publicly that you are worth that many millions, every charity, every investor, anybody who makes their money out of selling investments, they all are going to know who you are and where you live. So another reason people stay quiet for quite a while is they find somewhere new to live. Even if it's a temporary new place to live, because as soon as they announce that they're worth multi-millions, people are going to be reverse checking them in the phone book or whatever, the Google phone book, and find out where they live. There'll be people camped literally standing outside your door trying to get your attention in terms of investing and so forth. And you go from a quiet life to hell in a heartbeat. However, you're a happy little camper because you're worth millions and you're out there spending them. And there are enough stories told about the people who won millions and lost millions in a heartbeat. So understand that winning isn't always winning. Winning can sometimes be the kiss of death for some people. And I hope not literally, but sometimes I think it can. However, I know you all think that it wouldn't affect you. You wouldn't be changed by it, but you would. You would. And I am sure that you would give X percent away. You'd be buying, whoever you care about in your life, a new home and a new car and all the bells and whistles. And you'd probably be tempted to, if you have children, to give them a new house and a new car or whatever, or pay off their mortgage or do whatever. But you know, think about it. There are smart ways to do that. And if you want to make sure that you get those gifts given, then do it the right way. And the right way is with a money manager who knows exactly how to do this. And I say that because sometimes it's not a good thing to pay off everything for everybody, even if you want to. What are you teaching them? Not to cope. You're teaching them that they didn't have to learn the skills of life. You know, you just took it all away from them. And you hear many stories about some very rich people who refuse to do that for their children. And that's why they put money in trust. They put money in trust under financial constraints so that the money is there should it genuinely be needed, but it's not just play money. So what about losing? You would have laughed at me yesterday, because I did. As I told you, I went off and got my car insurance last night. And I prefer to do mine in monthly payments. And I managed to get it all done quite nicely, and actually was all sorted out in about half an hour. So I had my car, my trailer, or my travel trailer, my caravan, whatever country you're in, all insured in half an hour, and that was great. And then I had the decal or decal, depending on which country you are, I had that in my hand because I needed to put it somewhere in my car carefully, because I needed to put it on the trailer as soon as I got home. I'd already put the one on my car on. So with that I went home, drove all the way home, and when I got home I couldn't find the decal or decal. And I looked quite extensively, and then my heart dropped, because I've heard horror stories about this happening, and you can't just go and get another one easily, as I had thought. You know, it actually costs you a lot of money to get one of those little sticky things replaced, almost as much as the insurance itself. And the good news was, at least it was on the trailer, not on the car. So I knew that, you know, at worst it was going to cost me X, you know, which would have been a 1/12 of what it would have cost me to replace the one on my car. Anyway, long story short, after I couldn't find it, I thought I better go back to the issuing place and find out, what do I do now? I knew I still had 48 hours of my trailer being insured, so I wasn't worried about that. But as I drove up, luckily, the parking space where I had been parked was still available. And guess what was lying on the parking space? The little envelope with my decal in it. So in this case, the same as I said, sometimes winning is losing. sometimes losing is winning. Because you can imagine I gave a lot of thanks in that moment. And a lot of, little words to myself about what not to do with the decal the next time. And, I'd never ever done it that way before. I'd always put it in the big envelope that everything else is in and put it in the car safely until I got home, which I will be doing again in future. So I went home and stuck on my decal onto my trailer. Thank goodness. So I hope you can see that, as in everything in life, it's all about balance. Sometimes the winning is losing. Sometimes short-term ecstatic happiness brings long-term misery. And sometimes short-term beating up on yourself. You can imagine I was going, how stupid could this be? Actually turned out to be a, whew, there is a God. And he looked after my decal. And, that is all, in my view, it's all about the balance of life. And I cannot tell you that when you get that, when you get it at your core, it just changes the way you live your life. Because it may seem impossible right now. That life may seem impossible right now, but I don't often say this, but watch the movie The Martian with Matt Damon, The Martian. I think the whole concept of baby steps is so critical to life. You don't have to fix everything today. Just take a baby step. You don't have to lose all the weight today. Just do something, as I did last night. Remember 2 nights ago I cleared my total gym? Last night, I am pleased to tell you, my achievement, big time, was I got on the total gym for 10 minutes. I was so proud of myself. It is time to lose the weight I put on smoking. And I have to do it, don't have to do it, I choose to do it this year. And for those of you who also know that you need to do this and want to do it and intend to do it, let's do this journey together. So, if I get on my total gym 3 times a week for 10 minutes and don't go stupid with my eating, in other words, even if I eat what I'm eating now and get on my total gym 3 times a week, it will make a difference in my life. And I understand that going out for a walk will do the same thing, but the total gym, I get to watch the news while I'm doing it, or listen to the news, depending on what I'm doing on the total gym. And, you know, if it's raining or snowing or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's there. It doesn't take any electricity. It doesn't take any effort. It just requires that I get on it and start moving. Okay. So, look at your life and enjoy it. Your job of living your life would be so much easier if you just knew that you don't have to worry about the rest of your life. Just have a good day today. And that's how I gave up smoking, one day at a time. Don't expect life and your problems to be fixed in a day, because they're not going to be. But on the other hand, don't overthink them. Maybe a problem today, but one step at a time. Take baby steps to correct them, and who knows, you'll probably surprise yourself. This is Dear Mama Sal saying thank you so much for being there. Remember to look after one another, but most of all, remember to look after yourself. Bye-bye for now.